What's up everybody, man? Back, welcome to a brand new video, and today we are going to be reviewing the new Godzilla Kaiju Wars VR game from Raw Thrills. So a few months ago, Saki Anderson from Raw Thrills, shout out Saki, reached out to ask if I would do a reaction video for the new Godzilla Kaiju Wars VR game. That's not to say this video is sponsored by Raw Thrills, nothing like that. They did provide me promotional assets, so please, YouTube censors, know that they provided these. I don't want the video to get taken down. But big thank you to Raw Thrills for even first of all making me aware that this game exists, but also providing the promotional assets that I can use in this video. However, not sponsored by them, so I can say whatever I'd like about this game. So a new Godzilla VR game was launched in the US in 2024, which is a pretty big deal. This is actually the first ever Godzilla arcade game in the United States, period. Now the only issue was I had no idea where to find this game because I would have loved to film a reaction video for it when she reached out. Skip forward 4 months and one little brother's birthday party later and I found myself at David Buster. David Buster is this magical place where myth and science meet. And if you try and correct me and tell me it's called Dave & Buster's, you're just wrong. You're just dead wrong. My little brother's been calling it David Buster since he was a baby, and I don't think there's a chance that he got that incorrect, okay? So that's what we're rocking with. David Buster is the only place where you can play all of your favorite games like Dirty Drivin', Clown Toss, Hot Shot, Air Hockey, Floor Stackers, and Fidget Spinner. The game. Now that's what I call a spinnin' frenzy. And if you're lucky, your arcade will have Rampage the game based on the movie Rampage, based on the game Rampage, just like mine. This is fantastic if you want to play Rampage and have just a little bit of the fun you would have had if you played any other version of Rampage, but you get to make up for it by supporting your buddy Jason Lyles, who played George in Rampage and also King Ghidorah's center head in Godzilla King of the Monsters. And because you've been friends with Jason since 2018, every single time you go to David Buster, you do play as George on the Rampage game, even though it's not the best arcade game. Hi, Jason. Okay, anyway, so after 4 months of searching, the wait was finally over, because here it was. It is time to play Godzilla Kaiju Wars. So let's do it. What? Attempting network restart? How was it? Cringe. Why is it that every single game, no matter how many times you go to David Buster, every single game requires a network restart before you can play it, or it just can't read your power card? What is even the point of having a birthday if I can't play the games at your birthday party, Jackson? What are you doing? Well anyways, at least now is a good time for me to show off the wonderful cabinet, artwork, and animations that were there on display at the moment. This is also a good time for me to tell you about the game itself. So according to Raw Thrills, Godzilla Kaiju Wars VR is an action-packed cinematic VR game with intensity and realism never before seen anywhere. The game is built from the ground up to provide a compelling experience that is reliable and highly interactive. The game features a motion platform, force feedback blasters, wind and vibration, earth shaker audio, and immersive VR screens. The Raw Thrills president even stated this is the most high energy and exhilarating game they've ever created. Currently, there are 2 levels out now, one featuring Manda and another one featuring Megaguirus. There are 3 more levels and 3 more kaiju on the way, so stay tuned. If their press assets are anything to go by, I think we can all expect to see Gigan 2004 and Kiryu join the roster very soon. No one ever gives any love to Gigan 72. What is even the point? He's just the better Gigan, okay? I feel like now is also a really good time to mention that I am a certified VR hater. I hate VR. I can't stand it. It's not that I hate the idea of VR. I really love the idea of VR. I think it's a fantastic medium and I think it has a lot of potential. It's just that my little stupid tiny lizard brain just can't handle it. For anybody who's been on the channel for a long time, you'll know that I got like this ear pressure issue. I really have intense motion sickness, and so because of that, I can't handle VR anymore. I used to be able to, but not anymore. Not even a little bit. Which is why it's a good thing that the game's back online, which means now it's time to hop in. Where? So the first things that I noticed were how incredibly immersive it actually was, like not just a sales pitch, but it really was. Within seconds, I was thrown into the neon streets of Tokyo under siege by a bunch of Manda minions that are terrorizing citizens right in front of me, and it's my job to save them. Only I can do it, so it's time to man up and play the game. The motion was wildly smooth, and the videos were all truly wonderful. I actually had a blast. The audio, as promised, was intense and chaotic and a little bit too loud. Like, I can barely hear anything going on. I can't even hear myself talk. But I guess that's the point, because there's no time to talk and jabber when the fate of Tokyo is on the line. Get into the game, damn it! As the game progressed, I found myself amazed by the visuals and the experience, and the fantastic vibrations and air. I want to focus on this a lot. The wind blasting helps you get immersed like crazy. Not only that, but it also helped keep me from overheating, which was incredibly nice. At the same time, it reminded me of seeing Godzilla -1 in 4DX and MX 4D, which were wonderful experiences that I have many great memories of and would love to go see the movie in those formats again if only it was still in theaters. And I think the actual experience of having air blasted in my face helped me from getting motion sickness, because I didn't really experience that. As stated, there are 2 levels. So level 1 sees you defending the neon streets of Tokyo at night as a swarm of Manda minions, Megaguirus minions, and random-ass robots attack. Side note, those robots are definitely not your friend. Do not trust them and sit there like an idiot allowing yourself to get shot by their missiles like I did, thinking that, oh, there's mechs on the way. Kiryu's a good guy, these guys will surely be good too. They're not. The real Manda attacks every once in a while as anticipation builds up until the king of the monsters reveals himself in a grand entrance. Godzilla's buildup has the appropriate weight that it deserves, and it's just awesome. I loved sitting there and seeing Godzilla in front of me, around me, like that's what it would be like to see him in the real world. It just was great. You really got the sense of size and scale with him. It was so freaking cool. I loved it. I've always wanted to see Godzilla from the ground perspective for reals, and that was the best I could get. Now you gotta battle Godzilla and Manda through a series of skill point checks until you either defeat the kaiju and win, or you succumb to their attacks and the whole city perishes because you weren't good enough. Fortunately for me, I was good enough, so now it's time for level 2. Level 2 is a continuation of the sort of kind of story there is from level 1, picking up with Megaguirus attacking, which is how level 1 ends. However, it places you in a new setting, in the skies above Tokyo during a beautiful, I believe, sunset. It's a really beautiful setting. Level 2 starts out with this intense, exhilarating plummet towards the ground, kicking things off with a bang that actually got me to yell out loud. Again, I'm not really used to the whole motion controls and the whole VR thing, so that was pretty intense. Then you battle a whole lot more Megaguirus minions and the occasional robot and Manda minion until the full Megaguirus herself shows up for you to battle. Finally, Godzilla makes another horrifying appearance and you battle against him as well. It's awesome. playing, I tried to boot up a third mission to see if there were any other levels yet, and there were not.
Now what? I think that was all the levels, but I guess I'll find out. I think there's only 2. I'll find out.
But the replay of level 1 was valuable because it was a lot of fun. There are these hidden tokens around the map for you to try and shoot and capture, and when you do, you get to collect all 4 on each level, and it's because of this that it really rewards replays and makes it fresh to jump back into levels you've already experienced, trying to capture all 4 in one go. Once you play the levels enough, you can learn where they are, and it becomes a lot easier. They don't affect the gameplay at all, it's just nice to have the bragging rights.
That was pretty fun. I like that a lot, actually. I do feel a little sick, but that was a lot of fun.
After this, I exited back into the real world to find that maybe I had played one too many levels because I was starting to feel a little motion sick. But it was not too bad, all things considered, and it wore off really quickly. Had this been like a PlayStation VR, which is the only other VR I really have extensive experience with, I would have been out of action for the rest of the day with a migraine, so thankfully it wasn't. Now, a little while later, I went back in with my brother to play both levels with him, and it was a really fresh way to re-experience the game playing with somebody else. It was a lot of fun. The fact that both players are on the same team but earn points separately creates a really fun competitive atmosphere where you're working together but also against one another. Also, thankfully, I didn't get motion sickness from playing the next 2 levels, which was really nice. The best of all thing and my favorite thing about this game is that you just get to experience it in one sitting for the most part. I mean, I don't know about you, maybe I'm just really good at the game and you're awful, I don't know, I can't speak on your experience, but I was really good at the game, okay? It was really nice to play a game like this in an arcade where you don't get hit every 3 seconds and your health bar depletes so rapidly that you spend the entire game swiping your card over and over and over and over again, wasting all of your points just so you can try and make it to the next level, and then you do make it to the next level, except uh-oh, you've used all of your points trying to get to the next level, and now you have to go recharge your David Buster card, except the thing is that by the time you walk to the kiosk to recharge it and walk back, you've already spent a ton of money that you didn't need to spend, but also, the game's over. It's already reset, somebody else is playing, and there's really not that long of a countdown, so you don't have the time to do it anyways. And so now you gotta find something else to fill the time. Well, this game, you just got to sit there and you could play the whole thing, and I beat both levels without having to recharge my card. It was really nice. I'm sure if you fail enough of the skill checks and stuff like that, Godzilla or Megaguirus or Manda, they could kill you, but that didn't happen, and I was really happy for that. Finally, my little brother tried out the game, and he had a great time as well.
Oh. Oh. Godzilla! Oh, we gotta save him! There it is! Get him! Next time.
Favorite things about this game as well is that they picked some obscure kaiju. Manda is a really weird pull, I feel like. That's kind of a strange one, and same with Megaguirus. It was also cool to see the Millennium era just get love in general because it's overall the forgotten era of Godzilla, so it was really neat. The level designs were wonderful, the lighting was wonderful. I really loved the neon streets, but I also thought that that sunset level was so pretty. The level design was interesting and very different from one to the next, so it didn't feel repetitive. And I liked all the new creatures they had. They had like a ton of little bug monsters from Megaguirus, and those Manda minions that can shoot lasers were awesome. And battling against Godzilla has always been a dream of mine, and so now dream fulfilled. It was a lot of fun. This game was fantastic, and it quickly became my favorite VR game I've played, as well as maybe my new favorite arcade game. I don't really love arcade games, although I do like classic arcade games. As far as modern arcade games go, this is by far my favorite. I had a great time with it. I cannot recommend it enough, and if you're a Godzilla fan or a fan of VR experiences and you see this thing in public, go play it. It's a lot of fun. Although I do wonder about like what diseases I may have contracted putting a VR helmet on my head, especially when David Buster had clearly run out of wipes to clean that thing a long time before I showed up. That's pretty yucky, guys. You might want to get on that. There are these viruses going around. I don't know if you've heard anything about those the past few years, but you gotta get those things cleaned, David. Anyways, I had a great time, and I want to thank Raw Thrills once again for making me aware this game exists and providing the press assets that I got to use in this video, as well as shout out Jackson for having a birthday so that I could go and experience this game in the first place. It was a lot of fun. As always, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons over on Patreon. If you want to support the channel, you can use the link in the description below where you can get early access to content, access to the Discord community, and more. Let me know what you think of this video. Comment below and let me know. This is a new style for me, especially because I'm standing, which I'm not used to doing, and apparently I'm way more out of breath than I was expecting, which maybe means I need to hit the gym more. But it was different. I want to know what you guys think of the vibe. I want to know what you think, and I want to see if you guys like me doing stuff like this so I can do more stuff like this. I hope so. Please say yes. Just say yes. Just say it. Anyways, as always, like and subscribe and do all that stuff. And until next time, thank you guys all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time for the next one. D-Man, out.